How's it going, everybody? Corbin here from Zoco Marketing. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my Pinterest posting flow, however you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. Basically, I'm going to be going over how I create batch amounts of content and schedule out all of that content all inside of Canva, so that it's basically I just sit down for an hour or two, get it all done for the entire month, and then I don't have to worry about it or even think about it for the rest of the month. So to give you an example of kind of what this looks like after the result is finished, we are looking here inside of Canva at this calendar, and as you can see, this is for October. I basically just went through and I created all of these inside of Canva. Now, obviously, they're images, but then I'd go through and overlay the text and different things. And then I scheduled them on the feature that Canva has for the content planner, and went through and just added them to basically every day or every other day, whatever it may be. If you're watching this video, you probably know quite a bit about Pinterest as well, and you know that with Pinterest, it's a platform where you want to be posting at least a few times a week, let alone, or maybe even daily. Some people I know post twice a day or whatever it may be. For me personally, I found a good cadence is every day or every other day, and that's what you can kind of see based on this content calendar right here on my frequency on how often I post. So this is something that I think is very helpful, and especially if you're getting into the Pinterest game, I think it can really help improve your profile, get you more people clicking on those links, and get you more followers, just to show proof that I'm not just some random guy and I'm actually implementing this strategy and it's working for me. Is if we look over here at one of my Pinterest accounts, this is one of my DIY accounts. As you can see, we've grown it to 92,000 followers and 10,000 views, or 10 million views a month, and it's all just using a lot of batch content and also some SEO strategies, and some videos as well is also very helpful in Pinterest. And if you don't know anything about what I'm talking about right there, or Pinterest SEO, I will link more resources down below. I did have a full tutorial on Pinterest SEO and different tips like that, but the majority of this video is going to be focused on the actual content and batch creation and the process that I do for that. Now, a couple of prerequisites of things that you will need in order to follow this video along 100% is: one, you will need a Pinterest account, you will need access to that Pinterest account, and you will need a Canva account. And you can get by with it, or you can create your pins with a free Canva account. But if you want to actually schedule out your pins and put them in a content calendar just like this, you will need the paid version of Canva. Now, I don't know if you've been on the free version of Canva. I know it's awesome, it's great, but I upgraded to the paid version and I will never look back. It is incredible. And just the fact that I can schedule out all these content posts, where I think Canva is like either $10 or $12, $15 a month or something like that. It's worth every dollar. So if you are interested in getting the paid version of Canva, I do have a link down below. It is an affiliate link, so if you go through and purchase through there, it does help support the channel, and it's no extra cost to you to go through that link, and I really do appreciate it a ton. But without further ado, let's actually go into the practicality of this and how to start building out your own calendar that looks like this, so that you can basically at the beginning of the month go through and set all of these and then completely forget about it. Canva will post all of your pins for you. And by the way, this strategy is not just only applicable to Pinterest. You could do this for other platforms inside of Canva as well. They support a lot of different social media platforms. So take that for what it's worth. But the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to come over here to Canva, and we're going to start creating our design. And we want a pin. We want a Pinterest pin. So when you come over here, you're going to get to a Pinterest pin. And I'm going to quickly go through and start designing my pin. Now I'm going to kind of rush through some of these steps right here, because I imagine a lot of you kind of know your way around Canva. But a couple of quick tips that I do have to make this process even more streamlined, and things that I've wish I would have known before and that have really helped me as I've adjusted and learned them. The first thing is Canva folders. Are these folders for your uploads is really helpful. So as you can see, I have multiple folders here for different projects that I have. For instance, this one's an IKEA fireplace. This is my laundry room, boxwood plant walls, mirror walls, selfies of myself for my YouTube thumbnails, black fireplace, bedroom, all these different folders. And so whenever you're uploading a project or a specific thing, I recommend taking all of the photos from that project and uploading them all at once, so that you have just a folder that you can constantly pull through and rip from to create this content schedule, basically. So that's one thing that I definitely recommend doing. And if you're curious on how to upload folders, if you just come here to folder, you can click create new folder, and then it will allow you to go through and do that. So I live and die by these folders. They're really helpful for me to stay organized inside of which assets that I need. So something to keep in mind. So now that we have these folders, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to come to the first one, IKEA fireplace, and we're going to start building out our content calendar. So I'll look through some of these images and I'll kind of basically just make them Pinterestified, as I like to say. So I'll take one of these basic ones like this one right here. I'll bring it in, and then we'll just add some text to it, make it look a little pretty, make it look kind of clickable in the sense. So the purpose of this image is I want people to come through and click on this link and learn how to build this fireplace, and inside of the fireplace they can learn all the different things that lead to my blog. And so that's my end goal with this image right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a simple little, and this is my go-to right here. If you look at my Pinterest account, you'll notice that this is kind of the style that I use. I add this little box, and then I will go and change the color to black. And then we will make this transparent. And we'll kind of do this first one fast, and then I'll show you kind of how to add it to your calendar. And then I'll go through and show you what the end result basically looks like inside your calendar. So we have this there, and I like to get that white space away because this is kind of ugly because you got this little ceiling and then this light right here, which I don't really like. So I'm going to add some shading there, and then we're going to do the same thing down here because we have all these messy tools on the bottom. I'm pretty messy when I'm going through and doing this work. So I just want them to see kind of the end, or this product right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab some text, and I like to grab this. This is the font that I like to use. Add it inside of there. A little bit bigger so it stands out. Oh, I like that more where it's taking up the whole space there. Then we'll call that good. And then down here, we're going to take this same text. And then this is where, so they see the built-in DIY built-in fireplace, and then I want them to know if they click on this that it's going to lead them to a guide. So I'm just going to say something along the lines of learn step by step. Okay, so a little text heavy here, probably a little bit more text than I'm used to having, but I still think you kind of get the example here. So here we have DIY built-in fireplace, learn how to build an DIY electric fireplace step by step. And then once we have this design all good, maybe I'd spend a little bit more time making some adjustments, whatever it may be. We can now go through and post this. Now, when you're getting ready to post if this is your first time posting to Pinterest, you will need to connect your Pinterest account. Mine is already connected, so I can't really show you what that looks like, but I can show you, for instance, if I wanted to connect Slack. Pretend that this was Pinterest. If I clicked here, you'll see something that looks similar where it says connect to Pinterest. You'll click this button, and then you'll then need to log into your Pinterest account, and then they will be connected, and you can start scheduling out your content or scheduling your content to post from Canva, or just literally posting directly from Canva, whatever one you'd like. So now we're going to click on this little publish to Pinterest. One thing that I did forget to mention before we do publish to Pinterest, I do recommend naming this the actual file name into your keyword that you want to rank for inside of Pinterest. They do read the actual file name, so this is kind of important. So DIY electric fireplace. And then now we can go and publish to Pinterest. We'll write in our description. Okay, so we have a quick headline here and then a quick description. Try and add your headline as your keyword as well, and your description. Try and add as many keywords inside of there as you can as well. And then we're going to go and grab the URL that we need to send people to here. So I need to go to my blog, and we are looking for this one. We're going to copy this URL, go back over here, and then we're going to add the destination. And then here is where you can go through and publish your account, or you can add it to a specific, you can publish it right away so it goes live right away, or you can add it to your calendar. Oh, and also up here is where you can change between different boards, what board you want it to be posted to. So this is really important as you're going through. For this one, we want this to go inside of the DIY hacks. That's the board. And of course, you'll have to have your boards made before you start posting this. So create your boards before you actually go through and create this content schedule. But now we're going to then come over here to schedule Pinterest post for later. It's going to ask us for the date. And what I like to do is I like to have my content calendar up and ready. So I'll come over here to January, or let's see where we're at. So I'll come over here to January, and I'll look and say, okay, I only have one post scheduled right now for Sunday. So now I need to go through and add posts on all of these different days. So maybe let's post this one. And for each project, so right now, as you can see right here, I have a DIY electric fireplace being posted on Sunday. So I like to kind of spread those out. So for this one, I'll maybe post this one on Wednesday. And I like to just test different times. So we'll come back over here. and we'll say maybe on Wednesday, we will post this guy, and we'll do it at, maybe 6:30 p.m. and then hit done, and then schedule post. And what that's going to do is it's going to schedule that post. It's all ready now to go. And as I mentioned, one thing that Pinterest really stresses right now is fresh pins. And that means that they're looking for different elements inside of your image. It's not just the exact same text and the exact same pin being reposted and reposted. So what I like to do to basically create fresh pins but mass produce them is from here. Now you'll see that Pinterest gives me an option to make a copy. I'll make a copy of this exact same thing, and I'll do a little bit of A/B testing, right? Maybe I'll go through and I'll change the headline just on this, but I won't really change anything else with the image. So every time I start this, I'll do it maybe 3 times, copy the image, change the text, post those through, and then I'll move on to the next image and repeat the process. So we're gonna kind of speed along here. I'm gonna show you exactly what that kind of looks like. So we're gonna go through. Okay, and now we're back. So you'll see here that I just changed the headline up here. So for this one, I want people that are looking for the materials list for DIY fireplaces. So I'm going to come through and I'm going to change this keyword up here. And we're going to say materials for DIY electric fireplace. And then I just have the full material list for a DIY electric fireplace. And the great thing about Pinterest is there's lots of things that you can test. At the end of the day, what we're trying to do is to show Pinterest that this is a fresh pin and not just a copy of another one. So now that we have this done, we can then go back to our publish to Pinterest. We're going to write out our headline. Okay, so the purpose of this is to get them to the blog so they can check out all the materials that they need, all the lumber, all the electric fireplaces and different things like that. And then we are going to change our board. We want this to go in the actual fireplace with TV. I like that one right there. So there's our board, there's our headline, and then now we can add our destination URL, which is going to be the exact same URL that we sent in the last one. And we can schedule this out. And like I said, this is where I like to go back over to my calendar to see, okay, I have a fireplace post going out this week. This week, let's maybe spread this one out and maybe put it on maybe Friday the 21st. So we're going to come back over here to our schedule. We're going to go Friday the 21st, and maybe let's do this one. Let's try this one in the morning at 6:30 in the morning a.m. And then we're going to hit done and schedule post. So now we have scheduled that next post. So typically what I like to do is for the same image, I will go through and change the text for three different times. So I'll have the same image, but it will have different text overlays for 3 of them, and then I will move on to the next image. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just gonna act like we've done 3 of those now, where I've gone through and changed the headlines and things like that, and we're gonna start now with a fresh new image. So we're going to hit exit here, and then we're going to go back to home, and we're gonna start our new image, create new design. We want this to be a Pinterest pin. And then now basically go through and repeat that process. So now let's maybe mix it up and do one for this bedroom accent wall that we have here. I'm going to grab a couple of these images. Maybe let's do this one right here. Maybe let's grab one of these elements. And of course, you don't have to add text overlay if you don't want to. It's just one of the things that I do sometimes when I have ugly spaces like the ceiling on inside of here. Like honestly, I could just post this picture just as it is. I wouldn't have to go through and edit it and do those different things. But I am going to add just a quick little overlay, a quick edit for this. So obviously you can make these designs more fancy if you'd like. For me, I like to keep it simple and just get designs up and get kind of mass amounts going through. But you can make this look prettier or whatever you want to do inside of here. Of course, you can go through and edit the images. I'm not by no means a professional inside of Canva. I know enough to do what I need to do basically, and I'm learning more every day. A lot of you watching probably know more about Canva than I do, but this is my process for scheduling out those pins. So now we have the bedroom accent wall. You know the drill. We're going to come over here to publish. We have a good keyword here for our title. Bedroom accent wall is a good one to find. Actually, I'm going to add bedroom accent wall ideas because I know that a lot of people search for ideas. Then we're going to come back over to our Pinterest. We're going to look for the board that we want to add this to. I like it for our, let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay, so bedroom accent walls, perfect. That's the one that I want. And then I'm going to put dark, we'll say dark bedroom accent wall. Write a description. We need to grab our destination website, and for this one we're actually going to send them to the full YouTube video that we did for this. So we're going to grab a shareable link. We're going to go back over here and we're going to send these people to our YouTube channel, and then we're going to hit schedule post. I'm going to look and see which days I have posts running. So I don't have one going out tomorrow, so I'm going to go ahead and add this one for. Oops, I'm getting lost in all my tabs here. I'm going to add this one for Saturday, and I think a lot of people are looking for kind of project ideas maybe early in the morning. So we're going to do 7:42 basically. We're going to hit done, and then now we are going to schedule that post. And you know the drill. After this, now we are going to take this exact image, we're going to modify it a little bit and then schedule it out 2 or 3 more of those. So now I'm going to stop the video right here. I'm going to go and fill out all of my content calendar for January, and then I'll show you basically the end result of what it looks like and how satisfying it is to have multiple posts on all these different days. So stay tuned. All right, and it has now been about 45 minutes or so, and I've gone through and created and set all these pins ready to be published inside of the calendar. So now basically my month as far as Pinterest goes is complete. That's what I really like to do. That's how I like to do it that way. It's just all done in one place. You don't have to worry about it day to day. As you can see here, I'm not posting necessarily every day, but it's still a pretty consistent schedule where I'm posting at least around 3 times a week. So of course, depending on whatever your strategy is, you may be filling in all of these days or doing something similar to that, what I'm doing here. But that's pretty much the gist of everything. And also, if you did want to go through and add other designs as well after the thought, one little quick tip here is you can come through and add this little plus button, and it will bring up all of your recent designs here that you can come through and add inside of there, or templates and things like that. So just another little quick tip for you inside of Pinterest. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Hopefully you found it good for like kind of a workflow. If you did find value in the content today, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the video if you are new around here, and we'll see you in the next one.